Hello, blogging friends. I'm Megan, another blogger just like you guys. I run electricmommy.com, and I went to the Mediavine webinar yesterday that they have for their publishers, and I got some information on how they feel about AI generated content, and I thought I would share it because if you guys are like me, you're wondering how these ad networks are going to treat sites that use like all AI content, because part of me was a little worried. As someone who's old school, who does all of my own images, I develop all my own recipes, I put in work on my content. I got a little scared that maybe like AI generated content is going to take over just because it's easier to like create and generate. And started worrying, is there going to be like a space for us still, the people that are still, putting out genuine content? And the short answer is yes. I 100% think that there is still a world where content creators, real humans, matter. And I really feel that way after listening to this webinar because some good things came out of it. And I'll go right into it because Mediavine made it clear that they do not want sites that are using just fully AI generated content. So they do not have clear defined rules yet. And even in this discussion, I kind of saw some like things that contradicted itself, but let me try to give you like the overview. What they really, really care about more than anything is they want quality content that is providing value to the reader. That is what they base their whole model off of. That's why, advertisers pay more to work with them and their publishers. So that still matters. Like that's still top priority to them. So they still value human generated content, obviously. And they used an example that I thought was interesting. This is what they say they are not going to allow, or what they do not want. They don't want someone who's just going to go over to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you write me a blog post about whatever topic and generate the images for me? And then they just literally go basically copy and paste that from ChatGPT into a blog post. That's what they said they're against, which is really interesting because I've seen some sites that I know are doing just that. Some people sharing what they're doing over here on YouTube. And they're under the Journey program, which is with Mediavine. I've also seen some with Mediavine that I know are using AI content. So that's another thing that got brought up as well. What is Mediavine doing to kind of like mitigate this or manage this? And they were really transparent and basically said that right now it is not a perfect process. They don't have, the perfect system in place. They are working with other companies and developers that make certain, software to kind of detect this. They are trying to just develop different tools to manage this and to catch these sites. And right now, they just said they're also kind of relying on us. So, they encouraged us to just reach out to them if we do see these sites that we know are just not quality and just using only AI content, just to let them know for now. But as their tools get better, I think that's only just going to favor us, genuine content creators. However, let me add to this. They did stress that they are not against AI or the use of AI. I guess they stress that it's an amazing tool, as I feel. It can help a lot with the blogging process. However, they do not just want it being used for every piece of the information in that content, if that makes sense. I still think they value the human aspect more than anything, because ultimately readers still need to be able to trust that content. For example, like with recipes, if you knew that a website was generating the recipe with AI, including the images, and they've never been actually like tested by other people, would you want to try that recipe? I know I wouldn't. For example, like specifically with recipes, I look at ones that have already been like tried by other people, have ratings, and that look like, the person actually made this recipe. If I could tell that it was an AI image, there's no way I would want to make it. So I think that trust is still really important. I mean, I don't know if humans are going to trust AI generated content as much as they do from, content from someone, a human. So the way I'm using it, for example, I think is kind of what they're okay with. So I'll share it. Before I even start the blog post, I've already created the recipe myself. I've tested it, and I've taken my own images. So by the time I'm going actually in to write it in WordPress, just consider that's already all been done by me. I have not used ChatGPT or anything else to help with that part. When I go into WordPress, all of my recipes are formatted the same way. I have the same sections with, information about the ingredients, different reasons like why someone should make this recipe, stuff like that. So I'll go to ChatGPT and say, hey, here's the new recipe I'm working on. These are the ingredients I used. This is how you make it. Can you help me come up with a really good introduction for this post? Or can you help me with some descriptions for the ingredients that I'm using? So that's what they're okay with. It's okay to use it to assist you in your process. They just don't want someone literally copying and pasting everything, all the text and images from an AI tool over to their blog post. So I know there's lots of sites that I see experimenting with this. For now, that's their stance. They really still want some human involvement, and they, bottom line, favor quality content over just bad content, AI generated, bad images, bad information. That's most important to them. Quality, quality, quality. So that was just a little peek into how Mediavine feels about it, just sharing some information that I got from them directly. If you guys have any questions, let me know or share your opinions. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think as far as AI generated content. If you use it, if maybe you're a site that has been experimenting with that, I'm curious just how it's going. Let's talk in the comments.